The price and the volatility of Bitcoin have really nothing whatsoever to do with the eventual success of Bitcoin. It has more to do with three very, very important things. It has a finite supply. It is truly scarce. And it uses light energy, or it uses light and electricity to enhance its functionality. Welcome back to SatoshiConomy, Bitcoin and peer-to-peer financial empowerment. Hashtag love all, serve others. Hi, I'm a sovereign pleb and an autodidact of true wealth and health. What does that mean? As an autodidact of true health, I try to live my life according to a regimen that will lead to health and longevity. I have a lifetime goal to live to be 120 years old. Why? Because I figure that I can. So I'm going to try to do that. And I think the number one single most important thing that we can do to add to our health and strong immunal support is to get good sleep. And that doesn't mean just get a lot of sleep. It means get good, deep sleep while you're sleeping. And there's a lot of things that we can do to assist for that. As far as true wealth, what is that? Sometimes I say this, and I haven't said this for a while, so I'm going to say it right here. I don't need the money. I've lived a lifestyle of hard work, and I've picked and chosen the things that I want to work and exert for, hoping to get and intending to get a good return. Do I want the money? Absolutely, yes. But I don't live my life with an attitude that I need to have the money. So when I share the information that I do specifically having to do with finances and economics, I share information that I find valuable that has helped me and assisted me into knowing what to choose and what to do along that lines. And I hope that that's the reason why you have chosen to view this video. So what is true wealth? True wealth has to do with things that are worth way more than money. Things like time and things like relationships. At the same time, true wealth as far as a monetary phenomenon, monetary value, has to do with what are things that truly store value over time and space. For the last 5,000 years, gold has been known as a very good store of value. Now recently, since 2009, we have new monetary designs that have gone onto the internet, and Bitcoin I consider as the internet of money. Now when you look on the internet and maybe you do some searches as far as what is it, I think the main thing that people look at and are interested in, and the reason why people are involved in Bitcoin at present, is very indicative of human nature. Most of the interest is in Bitcoin as an investment, or the price, how to trade it, how to make money on it. And I understand that, and I get that, and of course that is a very, very important thing. But that, the price and the volatility of Bitcoin have really nothing whatsoever to do with the eventual success of Bitcoin. It has more to do with three very, very important things. It has a finite supply. It is truly scarce, and it uses light energy, or it uses light and electricity to enhance its functionality. What do I mean by those things? Well, true scarcity is very, very important. I'll name one thing here that is truly scarce that will give you an idea about one of the features of Bitcoin. Time. They're not making any more of it. And if someone gives you an hour to do something, well, you only have 60 minutes to take care of what you need to do. So I am motivated by the finite supply of time that I hope that I can even get. They're not making any more land. There's a finite supply of land on the earth. So it gives you an idea. And the way that Bitcoin is truly scarce is that it has been designed to only have 21 million Bitcoin ever mined into existence. You can go to bitinfocharts.com and you can find the present supply. And if you go to that today, September 24th, 2021, we have it's over 18,800,000 that have been mined. So there's only about 2,100,000 some that are yet to be mined, that will ever exist. So it has a finite supply, and this is very, very important because this is the first time in history that there's ever been any form of money, any monetary design that has had a finite supply designed into it. As we all know, virtually the entire world runs on what is known as fiat currency. And the monetary design of those is that the central bank of a particular nation state controls the amount of dollars or currency that is allowed out into the system, the number of loans that are allowed or made available, and they also control the interest rate of the loans or the price of money, and also the currency supply, the amount of money that is allowed out into the system through loans or through stimulus packages that is granted to companies or corporations or government entities or things of that nature. If I take out a loan at 5% from the bank for, say, a car, which I would never do, that's on another video. There's a way that you can loan money from yourself and pay it back with interest. Pay yourself. I'm presently paying myself back 4.25% on a loan instead of loaning out money from a bank for some reason, for some material expense. Bitcoin has a finite supply, and it makes it truly scarce. In comparison to gold, gold has about 2% inflation per year. They mine up out of the ground and bring it above ground. About 2% of ounces that are existent today are mined every year. So over 50 years, it has a very depreciating effect on, say, the amount of money I might have as a youth. 50 years later, it can be greatly depreciated, because if there's 2% added to that in the supply, you kind of get what I'm saying. Whereas you compare that to Bitcoin, it's truly scarce. They're not making any more. Just for some detail, right now they are mining 900 Bitcoin per day. In April or May of 2024, that will be reduced to only 450 Bitcoin per day at the next Bitcoin halving. And so right now there's about a 1.8 or 1.9% inflation rate of Bitcoin being brought into the world, and that'll be reducing to under 1%, and it will eventually terminate. Bitcoin actually has terminal inflation. What? What is that? It's never been heard of before in recorded history. It's a nuance of Bitcoin. Bitcoin at some point will eventually have zero inflation, because, as I mentioned to start right off, it has a finite supply. In the year 2140, about 120 years from now, there will be no more Bitcoin mined. Bitcoin has a mathematically programmed rate of inflation. Another reason for Bitcoin's success is that it uses electricity or light energy. And because of this, right now, I can actually send money across the Atlantic, and there will be same-second transactional finality. Compared to the traditional financial system, what was available prior to Bitcoin, that would have taken 3 to 7 days and may not even achieve transactional finality because of the risk of chargebacks. But with Bitcoin, that's it. That's all. It's that simple. Now there's a way that you can send it across the Atlantic, for example, and get same-second transactional finality. It enables people to transact with each other without the intermediary, which always means that there's someone else sucking money out of the transaction or adding fees to it. For example, this new experiment in El Salvador, which they literally launched it on the streets September 7th of this year. It's important because El Salvador has about 1.5 million citizens outside of their country, and they're sending remittances back to the homeland via Western Union or some other remittance provider. And Nayib Bukele announced that within last year or annually, that their citizens are charged via these remittance corporations about $400 million a year. They send back $5.9 billion a year, almost exclusively in US dollars worth. And those fees, again, can largely be saved through what is now available through the Lightning Network, peer-to-peer. And what it does is it enables them to transact peer-to-peer, and it enables then, therefore, also inclusivity. And this is exceedingly important. There are over 2 billion people estimated across the world who don't have a bank, either because the bank won't allow them or enable them to have a bank account, because in some of these poorer countries, it may cost $100 just to open up an account. There's an actual cost for that. And for some of these citizens in some of the poorer countries, that's like half a month's wages or even an entire month's wage. So that's one way that people are not enabled to have bank accounts, or it may be that they are literally too far away from a bank to make it a feasible thing. They're out in the country. There's so many reasons why there's 2 billion people who don't have a bank account, but this will enable them to have a bank account. Bitcoin enables inclusivity. So those are 3 reasons. I hope you enjoyed the information. If you did, please give a like. If you didn't, give me a dislike. But if you dislike the video, please give me a reason why you didn't in the comments. I welcome those. # love all, serve others. I wish you well. I wish you wealth. I wish you health. And until next time, peace.